This time on the show, patching privacy holes in Ubuntu 12.10, event triggers in Linux with CuttleFish, and what it means to be a public hacker. All that and more this time on Hak5. This episode of Hak5 is brought to you by Domain.com.
Hello, welcome to Hak5. My name is Darren Kitchen.
I'm Shannon Morse.
It's your weekly dose of Technolost.
Yes, it is, and I'm excited this week.
Why?
Because I'm getting rid of that shopping browser thing that shows up on my Ubuntu.
You mean sudo apt-get install GNOME shell? GNOME 3 for the win?
Or that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of your options. I'll go through them, don't worry.
This is why Mint is getting just rocking on DistroWatch right now. So, you know.
You look at it and you're like, wow, suddenly they got so many uploads or downloads. This is crazy. What's
it'd be
going
weird
on?
if people were like uploading back to them like, nah, this operating system sucks. Here, I'm going to upload it back to you. You know what? If you ever watch that episode of Hak5 that you don't feel satisfied with, feel free. Your money back. You can just upload it right back to us. The FTP is at no.
Just get your money back. Your whole free episode monies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we do here is we make free educational content about computer hackery.
Yeah.
In the old school sense of the term.
We do.
That's what I try to say. Like, I don't know a better way to say that because what we do on Hak5 is not every week it's, hey, here's how you can use Metasploit and this new exploit to pop a box and pivot through the network and steal tokens.
You can hack your sister's Facebook account and you just do these couple of commands. There you go. Now you know her password.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Well, that's not what hackers do. I mean, hackers invented the internet. You go down the street here to UC Berkeley, you're going to find a bunch of guys with neck beards that like did cool stuff like TCP.
They'll be like, yeah, I was on BBS back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like the term hacker has been like this like nasty storm that's followed me a lot through my life.
When the public persona, whenever you hear the word hacker is, ooh, don't get on their bad side because they'll ruin your life and they'll steal your identity.
We have to find some way to change that term. And for a while, the whole idea was like, oh, well, you should make a distinction between cracker and hacker. Nobody's going to say cracker.
No.
And when they're saying that, that's not what they're meaning.
That's not what they mean. That's true.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you supposed to make that distinction? And that's one of the things that we're doing with the new show. We'll be talking about that here real soon, something on TechFeed. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I wish that it was easier to change the public perception. I just ran into this problem for like the third time in my life today.
Really?
Yeah. And I guess I should kind of explain that the first time, and this is just like Darren's rant. I don't normally do this, but I just feel...
It's the A-block rant. It's the A-block rant.
Well, okay, so get this. I gave up a certain amount of anonymity when I started Hak5 and I thought, hey, why don't we take the concept of like e-zines, the kind of stuff that I used to write for like the Hack and Freak scene in the 90s. Yeah, like the 2600
magazine, stuff like that.
Yeah, like so I used to write in, not Frack, but I used to write in other like e-zine stuff in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I that's the media, or at least that was the medium then.
Yeah.
And now it's completely, you know, now it's YouTube and video and all that,
of course.
Right? And in fact, when we started, I don't even know
You're
if
putting
YouTube
yourself
was a thing,
out
but
there.
Yeah. And so I put myself out there, and there's a certain amount of anonymity. In fact, if you go back to the first couple episodes of Hak5, I'm just Darren. I don't even use my last name.
Yeah, you didn't even use your last name.
We didn't even disclose where we're doing the show from.
Yeah.
And because that kind of anonymity is a certain, like, it's a part of the hacker ethos. It's like, you know, on IRC, I go as Ardwolf sometimes. And I had to give up a certain level of that when I did put myself in the public, like, space. And it's not like I started to do that because I want to be some famous hacker or something. No, I'm just like every other kid. And this is my contribution to the community because my code sucks, you know? It's spaghetti, it's duct tape. But, you know, like I can break these concepts down, hopefully, to foster an audience and a new generation of hackers that can be, you know, respectful and mindful and thoughtful. And that's why we break stuff down with the whiteboard. And so, you know, it drives me crazy when Hak5, the LLC, the company, the, you know, legal entity that we use to protect our own personal assets from
and our business is
stuff,
completely legal.
Totally.
Like down to the wire.
I wish that, you know, honestly, I wish that I could spend all of my time like writing code and getting better at that and like hacking around on stuff and like, the boring legal business stuff is like, it's daunting. And so, yes.
But it has to be done.
Right, but it's like I go through so many hoops with the man to like keep everything on the up and up. And time again, I don't know if I ever told this story on Hak5, but what was it? It was when we were buying the Hak5. So this is before you came into the picture,
Virginia.
I believe.
Yeah.
But right before you got involved with Hak5, I was like, the cast then, it was Wes and Allie, and we were all saying like, dude, and Paul was there. What, Paul? And and we were like, hey, why don't, instead of being in this little 500 square foot apartment and trying to do a little show like this, like,
with your like, what was it, the big black bed sheet?
The monolith, yeah, or the big red bed sheet that we tacked to the wall. And why don't we like get a house and I'll live there and then we'll stream 24 hours at the hackhouse.com and all that.
Awesome idea.
Awesome idea, until I learned a very important lesson then, being in the public eye and being a hacker and trying to live a regular life, in that, here I am trying to get a regular mortgage like everybody else. And first-time home buyers, at least in Virginia, you get this cool, I forget what it's, HUD, something, I don't know. I
so
suck at that
what's
stuff.
the problem? It's like,
well, the problem was that I blogged about how excited I was that Hak5 was going to get a new home. And then they revoked our ability to get that mortgage because they were like, well, the lender got scared off because you're going to be doing hacking at the house.
They said that?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
And so
is that legal?
I have to say, like, I've time and time again run into situations like this with, well, the selling of the house and, the awkwardness that was going across the country and trying to make it out here in California. And the amazing spirit of like the community that made Hack Across America a success. And then, more things where it's like all these things with like, banks and insurance companies and just the man. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like a hippie, but, I learned a very important lesson when like I got in a motorcycle accident and got this huge scar down my left leg. And I'm so thankful to be here right now after taking a Volkswagen to the leg. On October 10th, 2010, 10/10/10, I'll never forget that, right?
Jeez,
Took
that was a long time ago.
2 years to settle that insurance claim. That's when the statute of limitation runs out and whatnot. And so I have actually self-censored myself in so many ways that I'm not happy about, but it's like I have that fear of those looming, the man that's like, will use anything you say against you. And so like, sometimes I just fall off Twitter or fall off social media where it's like, I don't want to live in a state where I'm just afraid to like, anybody else can sit behind like a pseudonym and, maybe I could use a pseudonym. But it's like, I don't know. So that was one of those things that I felt freed today because I finally got the settlement of that and was able to, I was like, great. Deposit in the bank.
Finally, that insurance claim is over. Awesome.
And as soon as it clears, I no longer have that like self-imposed gag order.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is going to be great. And so
now, did that insurance claim have any issues with Hak5?
Well, that's the thing, is like I don't even want to bring that up because suddenly you're a hacker and everything changes because you must be malicious, and it's like, what?
Right, because that totally has everything to do with the fact that somebody hit you with their car.
Yeah. Totally. I don't know. And so it's like, it's like being terrified to even like be, like, I don't want to be living in a nation where like I don't want to disclose that I'm a hacker.
Well, I'm glad that you got that finalized.
Well, so I got that finalized, and I thought everything was going to be great, and I was going to do this video blog because I haven't done those in a long time, again, for the self-censorship thing.
And you're going to be like, yeah, finally, it's over. Yes,
I got the new Galaxy Note 2. I love this thing. It's got an HD front-facing camera. I was like, hey, my space shot.
Super excited.
Yeah, I want to talk about my motorcycle and like what's in my heart and things like that.
So why didn't you do it?
I haven't done. Well, so I was going to today, and then I guess I got sidetracked when a completely different thing than that and something very related to all of this happened. And that's probably not why you tuned in. You probably tuned in to hear about, doing cool stuff in Linux. And sorry, this is Darren venting moment, but but no, like, so go over to the bank. Hey, we need to do a wire transfer. One of our vendors, Mix and Boss, some, fun Wi-Fi pineapple stuff for the holiday season and making cool stuff happen. They're like, yeah, no. So I go over there, and they're like, oh, you didn't get our letter? First of all, what is it, 1905? Call me, email me, don't fax me, don't send me a letter. Anyway.
Yeah, so, email. I get everything from my bank account through email.
Oh, I've been told
it's great.
by like hospitals, by insurance companies, by you name it, that, oh, well, we can't send anything sensitive over email. We're going to have to fax you. And I'm like, the fax machine was invented in 1905. Actually, the first patent on it is from 1846 or something like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's like, how is this the concept that suddenly it's out of band, it's a fax machine, totally secure? Like, have you never heard of GPG? We need to do we need to do a huge whiteboard segment on GPG.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Because how is it that companies have not heard of this? I have a company that an insurance company that separate issue, but they won't allow you to take like payment information over their HTTPS website. They will only take it if you send them a letter in the mail with your credit card number written on it.
But then somebody could get into...
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
You want to talk about plain text? They've got an HTTPS website
my head hurts.
right there.
Oh, no. I don't understand SSL protocol.
So the latest is I go over to this bank, and they're like, yeah, dog, so we suspended your business checking account. And it's like, what? And they're like, yeah, it went to the top, and they don't condone your business activities.
Really? So they like searched for us on Google.
They Google my name, they Google Hak5, and then suddenly we're like, America's Most Wanted because we do a show on hacking.
I ran into that issue when I got that job back in Virginia, my full-time job, while we were just doing this kind of like, beer money.
Yeah.
When I first got that job, I was going through training. Apparently, they had searched for me on the internets as well because they were like, "Oh, you're that little hacker, aren't you?" And I was just like, "Really? You're gonna just call me the little hacker, aren't you?" Well, good thing I'm on your side, huh?
Didn't you actually help them with the lock picking to get into that box that they?
Sure did.
So you legitimately did lock picking in Virginia. Actually, I think you might need a license for that.
In my office.
Yeah.
Did lock picking
for
my boss. She asked me to. She was like, "I can't find the key. What should I do?" And I was like, "I might be able to help you with that if you allow me to." She let me.
Congrats for breaking into a bank, by the way. Just put that on your resume.
I did not do that.
That's awesome. And so here's the thing, right? I mean, that worked out for you in your job.
Yeah,
but,
it worked out.
We're living in this kind of like special reality where here we are living the dream, doing this thing that only because of you guys watching and supporting us like 7 years in now, that we can claim this to be like our livelihood and like use this to do more awesome stuff and go to conferences and talk to experts and bring this kind of education for free to everybody. And then to have like the man come back. You have these large
companies come back and say, "Oh, we don't quite understand what you do, but it looks bad because of the name.
It's like,
so we're going to have to shut you down." Salem
witch trials, man. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
It's completely the same thing. It's like, it's discrimination against a type of person.
Exactly.
Basically.
It's the bank saying, "Oh, we don't serve your kind. We don't serve hackers." So I want to know, because I'm ranting and raving and all hyped up right now on this topic. You guys must have at some time in your career, sometime in your life, run into this, whether it was in like, high school or college or your first jobs or whatever. And what do you do about this, So feedback at hak5.org. Things are crazy. Mercury's in retrograde. Battlestar Galactica is coming back.
That was really interesting to hear that, though. I didn't even know you've gone through half of that stuff. So thanks for sharing.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm breaking the shackles of my own self-censorship because I'm so done with
Well, good. It's protesting.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. High five.
Okay. We should probably cut to something.
Let's go look at some
now.
Cute kitties, and then we'll talk about Linux. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bring on the kittens. I hope you enjoyed those kittens. I feel a lot more calm. And now we get to talk about your data leaking in Ubuntu 12.10.
Yay! Don't you just love those privacy issues?
Kind of do.
Yeah! Okay, so if you guys have checked out Unity, there's this thing called Dash in it, and it's this really easy to use integration that lets you search like applications and music and like all your different programs, all that good stuff. So it sounds pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the thing in GNOME 3, you just start typing.
So in 12.10, we have a nice little issue. This is great. So Dash can search the internet too. And it pulls up all these nice little Amazon product pages via HTTPS, which is kind of nice, okay, but Amazon gives you all the images back from the products over HTTP. So basically, anybody that's pulling a man-in-the-middle attack can see exactly what you're searching for.
Or even if they're just sniffing in an open network, just for not specifically targeting you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see a couple issues with this. I mean, first of all, if I type calculator, I probably want the calculator app and not to go buy a calculator.
Not a whole search
it's like,
for calculators.
I have a computer right here. I don't need to buy a calculator.
Yeah, and if I'm searching, like if I want to purchase something off Amazon and it's kind of a private search, I don't want people seeing what I'm searching for.
So I get
That's
that
not
Amazon's
cool.
getting some flack because they've got this on by default. And that's a huge change of events from Ubuntu historically. And this is kind of like one of those, is this the jumping of the shark for Ubuntu?
And of course, Ubuntu is like, dude, like you've trusted us this far, like what's wrong? It's cool. We're not gonna like steal your data and throw it out in the wild.
Well, Mark Shuttleworth made a blog post and says, hey, so far you guys have trusted us not to bake nefarious stuff into the kernel. I'm paraphrasing here. You trust us to build your operating system. You should trust us to maintain your privacy. And they're not transmitting your name. Nobody knows who's making these Google searches from that, or these Amazon product searches on that side, unless of course I'm doing them in the middle attack, which we talked about. Yeah. Then I can figure it out. You know, because they'll be like, who else is looking for high heels? You know.
My brother. What? That's confusing. Like,
welcome to the Bay Area.
See that stuff. Yes. So there are ways that you can uninstall this dash Amazon integration thing, and there's like 4 different versions, and I'm going to show you all of them today. So the first one I wanted to show you is the terminal version. You can just type in something like this. You can type in sudo apt-get remove, and it's called the Unity Lens.
Okay, before you do that, let's actually see what it is. Like, hit Windows key.
Okay, yeah. So if you click on dash home over in the side, it brings up the little search thing. And if I type in something like, you know, paper towels.
That's an awesome program, let me tell you. Apt-get install paper towels.
I just love paper towels. Like, I love this program so much. So it brings up all of these more suggestions, and you can see like the price, and you see the image, and you can click on it and go to the website, and you can buy it. Hey, that's cool, right? Yeah, it looks cool. It's like, oh, okay, cool, I can search it. But it's not secure, which is the huge issue here. So
I mean, I could see this being really cool if it was expanded to more than just Amazon, and if you opted into those things. Like, maybe I would want this.
If it was opt-in, I'm totally cool with it. And if they brought the images over on HTTPS, like some kind of secure protocol, that's cool. I don't mind that.
And also maybe if they would add some more services, because Amazon's cool, don't get me wrong, but you know, like it would make more sense if I typed in like Thundercats and then suddenly like, you know, Netflix shows up.
Dude,
it should be contextually aware.
Be awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is suddenly the context is totally different if it were contextually aware and added some value to your life. But since it's just Amazon, I think that's why there's a lot of flack right now.
Yeah.
So maybe Canonical has some bigger plans. I mean, we saw what they were showing at CES with the their TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe this is just part of the bigger plan.
Yeah,
but
I can
for
see
right
how
now,
that would be pretty
I'm
cool.
not doing this. Then again, I also stick to the vintage 10.04. So
right, of course.
Yeah, it was a good year for Ubuntu.
Okay, so that first one is the sudo apt-get remove Unity Lens shopping, and that'll get rid of it. Another way you can do it. So you can go into your settings, and this is the system settings. And then you go into your privacy setting. And okay, so right here, it says nothing about the Unity Lens Shopper. It says nothing about Amazon, but it does work. So it says when searching in the dash, include online search results. You can click that off from on to off. So you actually have to opt out of it. Yay, that's not cool. I really wish that it was opt-in instead of opt-out. Like when you first install it or when you first boot up or something like that. That'd be nice.
This is Canonical having a PR problem where it's going badly for them right now because they didn't come up front and say, like, during installation, say, hey, we've got this fun new awesome service that makes your life easier and all these things, and would you like to opt in? And you know, instead of like forcing it in on the latest maintenance release. So I will be interested in cutting to the chase. I'm interested to see what they do with 13.04. Which is a hard number to say, but whatever.
Okay, so the third version that you can do is like the totally geeky version that Darren actually showed me. This is when you add productsearch.ubuntu.com and you stick that into your local, your host file. So to do this, you point it over to 127.0.0.1, which is your local host.
There's no place like home?
Yeah, it's your home. It is your computer. Now to do this, you type this into the terminal. So sudo nano, we'll do it in nano, /ett/host, press enter, and you're going to see your host files. So I can add a new line right here and add 127.0.0.1 space, and then add the actual website, productsearch.ubuntu.com. Control X and Control Y. There we go, Y.
Yep.
And then just hit enter, and you're good to go.
So now, if you were to pull up Dash and start typing in paper towels.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ping it, but.
Okay, or ping it.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Because you actually haven't opted out of it in the settings, have you?
No, I have not. I turned that back on.
There you go. So it's trying to. So the
it
problem
doesn't do
here
anything.
is it makes an HTTPS connection over to productsearch.ubuntu.com, which in theory is secure, but then from there, they feed you back a list of connections you can make to Amazon over HTTP. And as I've just learned, Amazon doesn't even support shopping on their website, or at least that I've seen, over HTTPS. It's only during checkout. I mean, it's secure to check out there, but
of course.
But they don't have an option to like you do on Facebook or Twitter to just browse their website on HTTPS. Every time I pop it in there, it removes it. So if you guys know a way to do that without something funky like, or without a different layer of abstraction of security like a VPN or something, let us know, feedback@hak5.org. I want to know if you can actually shop securely on Amazon.
Okay, so I'm typing in right here, ping productsearch.ubuntu.com to see what happens. And it pings home. Isn't that awesome? I love it.
That's an awesome way that you can use to, like, if there's any website that you don't want to, you know, have your computer calling out to, if you want to block Facebook on your website, or activation.something else. If you're into the wares scene, but winners don't do wares.
And the fourth version, of course, is using another user interface other than Unity. So you can use something like GNOME.
I like GNOME 3. I like GNOME 3 a lot, but XFCE is also really good.
What else? KDE?
It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I've never used KDE. I don't know, maybe I'll choose that one.
We should do like a reality TV show where it's like, Shannon must use KDE for 1 week.
Oh no, what will happen in this episode?
It would be Kasnubs week.
Kasnubs.
Yeah, because everything starts with a K. And K. Yeah.
Kasnubs DE.
Kasnubs DE.
Kasnubs gnome.
Gnome. Now I want to see somebody like mix the two of them and make Gnome. KDE and Gnome like got together and have some nasty love child of source code. We should probably move on.
So we do have some, yes, cheers to Hak5 and KDE and not having search results pop up through Amazon on your Ubuntu.
And here's to the EFF for pointing this out.
Yes,
for a bunch of other bloggers
EFF.
for having awesome fixes, and for Canonical, for an advanced thank you. An advanced thank you for Canonical for doing the right thing in the next version or the next service release, because I'm sure they will.
Yes.
Totally.
Now, stay tuned, because in just a bit we'll be getting into your feedback. But first, let's take a quick break, shall we?
Yes, let's do that. If you guys are setting up a website to start a new business, showcase your portfolio, publish your blog at domain.com, let me tell you guys, you know you've heard me say it before, I love them, they are the best, and when it comes to getting yourself a domain name, what you want is a .com, and let me tell you why. I wish so badly I had registered hak5.com instead of getting the org and saving $1. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're both great, but the .com is the one that is globally understood, it's totally recognizable, you know, it lends credibility immediately to your website. Plus, if you're into the whole like buying and selling domains, .coms have the highest aftermarket value. You can find those .coms over at domain.com. Shannon and I love using them because not only is it really easy to use, affordable and reliable, but they're really active on social media like Twitter. If you don't believe me, go ahead and tweet at domain.com and you'll see they have, it makes really doing business with them so much fun. Isn't that right, Shannon? Yeah, she's tweeting at him right now. So the guys over at domain.com, they want to hook you up with this awesome offer because they're huge fans of Hak5, which means they're huge fans of yours. And so you get 15% off their already affordable domain names and their web hosting. All you have to do, go over to domain.com, plug in that coupon code HAK5 at checkout, and that's going to get you 15% off. When you think domain names, think domain.com. Time once again to check port 110.
Yes, it is, Darren, and this week's question comes from Pat. He says, in regards to automating scripts when unlocking screens, there's a program called CuttleFish that will actually allow you to automate scripts to fire on a number of different system events, including locking, unlocking the screen, and it's available for Ubuntu 12.04 in the Ubuntu Software Center.
This is nifty. Check this
out. Is it?
So I need to start playing with this ASAP because it turns out it allows you to lock and unlock your computer when specific Bluetooth or USB devices are connected.
Oh,
so
that's
I guess
cool.
I need to look into this more, but I wonder if that means like, oh, my phone is near.
So, for example, when you walk into your house and it notices that your Bluetooth is on in your phone, it'll automatically unlock it.
Perhaps. I don't know if I would actually use that for unlocking, but definitely for locking. Another example that's pointed out here is that you can actually change different proxy modes depending on what network you're connected to. So I could set it so that, hey, if I'm on my home network or my work network, don't bother with the proxy. I trust those. But if I'm on any other network, enable the proxy.
Automatically connect to the proxy.
Which is pretty cool, and it allows you to start different applications or Bluetooth devices or, you know, depending on like if any of these activities change, you know, whether a device, USB is plugged in, whether power cable is plugged in, you can do different things like, you know, start and stop programs and set audio levels and things like that. It seems like a lot of awesome stuff in here. It even supports Pigeon, the IM the IM client for so many other IM protocols. Yeah, did you hear that they're killing MSN? That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
Paul's
like, woohoo!
I forget what country it was. Was it like Indonesia or somewhere? It's really popular.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The Asian places?
The places where they use Orkut.
Oh. So. Wait, Orkut?
Orkut, it's a thing.
Interesting.
It's Google's first social network.
We have a photo.
Do we?
Yes. So the Technolist photo of the week comes from Ron. He sent us a couple of photos today. There's 2 of them. And I absolutely love that plushy Android. It is so cute. It's like kawaii desu.
I love the 2600. I mean, that's what I come on one of those like talking, you know, harking back to the A block with the ranting and talking about like where this came from and like the hacker media as text files to now here and then people sending in their photos and
he has the old school pineapple, of course.
Awesome.
Very cool. And if you guys have photos, you can send them over to feedback@hak5.org with the subject line Technolist. So it's easy for us to find them because sometimes that can be kind of hard.
We do get a lot of email.
We do.
But we'd be checking port 110.
Yep, we read them all.
Yeah.
If we don't answer, I'm sorry, but we do read them all.
Every day we're
reading it.
Email.
Every day we're
My beer's
emailing.
Empty.
Every day we're emailing. Okay, enough of that.
All right, we should probably get out of here. Oh, we're going to do that.
Yeah, of course. We can't miss out on the trivia. I love the trivia. Okay, so last week's trivia question was, who was known as the mother of the internet, and also for her invention of the spanning tree protocol? And the answer is Radia Paraman, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but I tried. And this week's question is, what woman from geek history designed COBOL? Answer over at hak5.org/trivia for your chance to win some Hak5 swaggy swag.
802.11.
And I have plenty of swag, so answer that question.
Man, I love reading me some protocol docs.
I know, right? So cool.
Every night I'm reading an RFC before I go to bed.
Every night I'm reading Game of Thrones before I go to bed, because that's a really long book.
You should try RFCs. They're good.
Yeah.
Well, we value your feedback, so if you have any comments to the crazy stuff and shenanigans that we're getting into over here, feedback@hak5.org. We don't take it too seriously, but we do read every email that you guys send us.
We do. And don't forget, you can always follow everything that we do over at hak5.org/follow. You'll find all sorts of information about our social networks, what we're doing every day, even a calendar of events.
Awesome, and don't forget that if you want to support us directly, you can go to hakshop.com. That's where we have all sorts of fun stuff, including, and I'm gonna say, like, as soon as this gets out, you need to head over there right now if you want one of these, because we only have like literally a handful. But we talked about recently Mike Osmond's badge that he did at Torque Camp, or I'm sorry, TorqueCon.
Yeah.
And this is the little guy that does the, it's got the CC1111 to do
we don't
the
have a lot
900
of
megahertz
those.
fun stuff. I'm going to be doing some cool stuff with this next week as far as chat is concerned and cool things that you can do over unlicensed spectrum. We have very, very, very few of them in the hack shop, so if you want to head over there to get those, and then we'll see if Mike Osmond will make some more or something. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah,
but,
we'll see, hopefully.
But this was awesome, so I really shouldn't have, I didn't even need to promote that because we have so few of them. I don't know why I'm doing this. So basically go over to Hack Shop and get disappointed that the thing that I just told you is awesome isn't there.
But we do have Wi-Fi pineapples.
And all the other fun stuff. So,
Challenge points.
thank you for supporting us in that.
T-shirts. Oh, I
And-
just put all the T-shirts back in stock.
Nice, and we just
And
got some
hoodies.
high gain antennas. And
Heck
those are fun
yeah.
too. So anyway, with all of that said, I'm Darren Kitchen. I really appreciate
I'm
you
Shannon
tuning
Morse.
in. So trust your technolist. So say we all.
So say we all.
So if Saturn is returning and Mercury is in retrograde, what does that mean for New Caprica?
New Caprica is heading towards the sun! No!
Like sold?